Hello.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Eric, you're here with us again.
Back again.
Thank God.
Yeah. It was a little rough last week, but we made it through.
I've heard
A little off topic at times.
Not at all.
lots of messages coming in through the website.
Nice.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh, God.
absolutely not. Contact us, guys.
Yeah. How was South by Southwest? Was it good?
It was very good.
Anything
Yeah.
to report?
Saw some good bands. I was only there for 3 days, but
What was the
Good
weirdest thing that you saw at South by Southwest?
the weirdest thing. There was a Japanese noise pop band that had on red outfits that their sleeves were 5 feet long, and they were just flailing about.
Oh,
Fantastic.
were they good?
Noise pop.
It's more like a show. It wasn't really
Yeah.
okay.
It was an experience.
An experience. That sounds like South by Southwest.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I just learned, there's a genre called noise pop.
Noise pop. What is noise pop?
I have no idea. That's what Eric just said.
Oh,
It's like noisy, upbeat. So I don't know. It was noise, comma pop, not noise hyphen pop.
Okay.
But
I wonder if that's a real genre though. I wonder if you look up noise pop.
What isn't a genre nowadays?
That's probably true. Any good food? Did you eat any good things? A
No.
worst? Best worst?
I did not have a
Ooh,
worst.
Best worst. Yeah. That
Actually, no. I did have a sausage at what's it called? I forgot the
Wiener
name of the place.
Schnitzel?
No, what's the bakery place with the pretzels in Austin?
Pierogi. No.
Tiger,
Oh,
something.
Easy Tiger.
Easy Tiger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we surprisingly walked into the height of South by Southwest and got a table and ate and left and easy peasy.
Nice.
It's not cool enough, I guess.
I guess not. No, neither am I. So
Well, that's true.
I think you're cool.
thanks, Paul.
Well, I guess we should just get it going then. We should talk about the WBC.
Yeah, we actually got to
Yes.
watch some baseball.
I know. Did you guys actually watch?
Yes.
Watch some of it.
Okay.
Whole thing.
The
And
whole
let me
thing.
say right now,
Yes.
this needs to be said and will be said forever and ever here on out. There is
Okay.
a brand new best player in baseball, without a doubt, above and
100%.
beyond.
Yes. Absolutely.
And their name is
Oh, Mr. Shohei Ohtani.
damn right.
Unbelievable. That guy is such a beast. Those stats: hardest hit home run, fastest pitch thrown, tied for the longest home run, win and a save. In those 2 weeks, he owns Major League Baseball right now.
Absolutely. I'm not even sure that we can fully appreciate the gravity of
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani in
Yeah.
the sport of baseball. Just think about it for a second. When have you ever witnessed a player do what he does?
Never.
Right?
Babe
I mean,
Ruth, maybe.
There was
Yeah,
always
but
that kid you played on the Little League with that could do that. But
Yeah.
that's
but
not
that's
the
Little
same.
League.
Yeah,
He's doing it at
exactly.
the top level. I
man.
mean, he's the best player that I've ever seen. Ever. He's the best player
Yeah.
that I've seen in my lifetime, for sure.
My
Unbelievable.
question is, are the Angels holding him back? And I think this proved that, yes, they are.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, to see him perform at that level and knowing full well that we probably won't see him perform at that level for a while if he's
Right.
with the Angels. It's.
Those
I've
are-
said this before. They're holding a treasure from us.
The WBC is formatted like a playoff series, and he dominated it.
Absolutely.
And he's not going to be able to do that with the Angels.
No, not at all. I think one thing that makes the WBC interesting is it's in America, it's viewed as it's kind of 50-50, right? There's baseball fans who are who love it and who love watching it. I think the three of us enjoy it quite a bit. But then there's others who just kind of view it as like an exhibition game or an exhibition tournament. You know, it's not.
Keith Olbermann.
Yeah, well, that guy's a jackass, but you know, it's not really viewed as an important tournament or an important
Not
set
anymore.
of games.
That is changed. That is over with.
It has to be over with, but and like on that point, it means so much more to these other countries who are playing it.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, a lot of the guys on the other teams, a lot of the guys on the team for Venezuela were saying that this was more important than a World Series.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you kind of felt that when you watch those games with the other countries, more so than I did when I was watching it with the U.S. And it feels like once the U.S. kind of got into the semifinals, they kind of picked it up a little bit more in terms of intensity. But you know, watching Venezuela, watching Mexico, watching Japan, those teams you could tell that it meant everything to them.
Yeah. Mexico. Holy crud. What a performance. Like, I don't think anybody really thought that, but they basically should have beat Japan. And the way they were playing, they could have beat the U.S. pretty easily as well. And so, man, so awesome for them. What a great performance. But yeah. Everything's changed, though. Everything is seeing that intensity from all those other nations. It is now forever ingrained. It will be just as important here. Absolutely.
And even for the countries where baseball isn't predominant, like Czech Republic, those guys were not professional baseball players.
Yeah. Australia.
Yeah.
Those guys made it, and daytime plumbers or something.
Yeah, the Czech Republic had a technician for an electric company strike out Ohtani.
That's right.
They set the record for, it was the most watched baseball game in the Czech Republic, which, you know, you don't have a high bar to pass there, but it was at 4 a.m. their time.
Yeah.
Like it really is a great international
93%
series.
of all televisions in Japan were tuned into the game, like the semifinal game and probably the final game just as much, if not more. Like, that is insane numbers.
Yeah. That tops like Super Bowl numbers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And here, people barely know what's happening.
Yeah. Because it was on FS1. Like,
that's the stupidest thing. How is it on FS1?
Yeah.
Right. There's
never again.
no other
will
sports going on.
Yeah. It's going to be on Fox or ABC.
It has to be. It has to be on whatever network gets it has to put it on nationally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man,
that's offensive.
It was brutal for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, we should recap for everyone in case everyone doesn't know. Japan won last night.
Yes. Congratulations.
They faced the United States. We kind of got to see the battle of the heavyweights, I would say. And I think this game was reminiscent of a lot of postseason games or World Series games because it was so low scoring. Like, despite both of these teams having really good offenses, Japan won 3-2.
We out hit them by like 4 or 5 hits too.
Yeah.
Like you and I played. We got this. Next time, boys.
Yeah, it seemed like Japan was able to match the US's intensity like right from the get-go. And at one point they had like a 3-1 lead. And at that point I thought it was done.
Yeah.
Right. But Schwarber hit that home run. Schwarbs. That guy's a beast. I love him.
Philly's representing strong on Team USA.
100%.
Yep.
I think the MVP for the US team was Trey Turner.
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, without a doubt.
He really shined.
Yeah. Not what I expected. I mean, really? Where did that power come from? Like, what were his power numbers during the regular season and all that?
They were decent. He's always had sneaky power.
Yeah.
It's weird when you see him, you don't look at him as like a power hitter.
Not in the slightest.
He can smack a ball pretty good.
Yeah, he was awesome to watch. That was great.
Yeah. But the way that this game played out last night was kind of like a movie for me. Because like at one point we saw Shohei going out into the bullpen. It's like the 8th inning. He's going out into the bullpen to start warming up. And then like we knew that he was going to come in and face Mike Trout in the top of the 9th. Like for me, that was like watching a movie.
Oh,
it was
you
like,
couldn't script it better.
No.
Without a doubt.
And like, so to end the game, he strikes out Mike Trout. And like, it took me a while to process this because, like, at first I was upset that Trout struck out. I would have loved to see him come out and hit a home run, but I think it ended perfectly.
Oh man.
Like, it was just truly a magical moment for baseball.
Absolutely.
For the people of Japan.
The page is turned. It was a wonderful shining moment for Shohei, and he threw the glove and threw his hat, and he's just like, ah! I mean, that was just like, that was freaking epic is what it was. Absolutely. But bummer.
Well, now we got to wait 4 years for another WBC.
Three.
Oh, 2026. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You're right.
I like
3
that.
years. That's not bad.
I'm okay with that.
And I'll put money down that if next time it's this level or better, it's going to be every 2 years.
What do you guys think the hesitation is for players to join the WBC?
Edwin Diaz.
It seemed like the U.S. could have had so many more options at pitching. Like, I think that was their weakest point, right? Their offense was good, but their pitching was kind of lackluster.
Did you see what the commissioner came out and said? I'm pretty sure it was the commissioner. He came out and fully said he wants to see more all-star pitchers represented next time. It was hilarious.
If you're in the majors already, what do you have to gain?
What do you have to gain?
Yeah. You already have the notoriety. You already have the big league contract. To me, it just seems like you have it's a high risk of injury and a low reward of more notoriety. Like, you're not going to be more famous in America from the WBC.
Man,
I don't think it's about notoriety, though, is it? Like, it has to be at some point. It has to be about playing baseball at a high level for
your country.
Yeah, your country. And I mean, getting the opportunity to play baseball at that level against other players at that level, to me, that seems the ultimate, not the ultimate, but it seems like it has to be a high goal on those players' minds, because every other competition is one of the reasons why they're in this thing, right? They're not out there to play baseball just to putz around and put their thumb up their ass. Like, they're there to play baseball at a competitive level.
Any of those guys feels will tell that way. The U.S. is the only team that I think kind of portrays it like that a little bit and kind of half-asses it, and that's just it. Every other country is just driven by this, is focused, is about the nation. It's never about an ego notoriety thing. That has nothing to do with any of it. The Ukrainian guys, those guys aren't going for notoriety. Like the Australian guys, notoriety, that has nothing to do with it, man. Those weird guys that maybe play for some random country because they got, that grandparent that was sort of like an eighth of whatever. Maybe they're kind of going for notoriety, but no way, man. 99% of this is all driven by, this is bigger than MLB and my contract. That's awesome. I got that. That's what I wanted. It's my job. This is something special and way, way bigger. And I think Mike Trout realized that this year, because he's already saying, I'm in next year. Let's do this. I see what's going on, man. Would he feel different if he had the Angels had won a bunch of playoffs and World Series and things like that? We don't know.
Maybe. I don't know, but and also this might be good experience for him.
Oh, yeah. Man. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Like, maybe this will carry over. Maybe this will carry over for both of those guys when they
lets
start playing.
Other teams see him in playoff situations.
He's a notoriously super shy guy, and here he is carrying the flag out in that spotlight. Like, he actually soaked it up and loved it, and he was all about it. Like, I bet he is more driven and focused and than ever right now. It sucks for the Mariners, but yeah, this is awesome. A change has happened.
Maybe pitchers have a different mentality. Maybe there's that little ego to them where it's more about themselves, right? I mean, pitchers yes, it's a team sport, but pitchers seem to bear a heavier burden at times.
I bet team owners don't want pitchers to go as
Yeah.
much
Right.
as
Well, I mean,
any
that's
other player.
look at Edwin Diaz.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
But the shitty thing is he didn't get hurt in game. He got hurt
Right.
after the game.
Celebrating.
Would he land on somebody's foot,
Yeah,
jumping up and down, and
Yeah.
boom, there goes
It's
your
like
knee.
Kendrys Morales all over again.
Exactly. I think the Mariners gave him like a multi-year deal after that. That didn't really pan out for us.
Well, he went to the Royals and won a World Series with them, so it panned out for us.
well.
So we appreciate that.
Bullshit.
Yeah, who else got injured? Jose Altuve? Is that right?
2 months out
Got hit with a ball.
on his finger.
Yeah.
Out 2 months.
Well, that's too bad.
I'm okay with that. Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's what he gets for wearing a wiretap or whatever that shit was.
Exactly.
Arenado got hit by a pitch.
Oh,
But he was fine.
Yeah, he was fine.
okay. Wasn't there like another Japanese player, like the Suzuki, or somebody was injured early on in the classic, and I can't remember his name, but
I don't know.
somebody. But yeah, injuries are certainly a huge thing, and obviously MLB teams and owners and managers are going to have a huge problem with that. Sign this dude to a bunch of money, and then all of a sudden, yeah.
Yeah, but don't you run the same risk of getting injured in spring training? What's the difference?
I don't think you go as hard in spring training.
That's probably true.
Yeah. But I guess you could argue like those injuries could have easily happened. I mean, maybe not Edwin Diaz.
definitely.
Maybe
It's
he's not going to be celebrating like that. But
Maybe it's more controlled when it happens at spring training. It's on their time kind of thing.
Yeah.
So versus this is, it's not their people having all the eyes on them, controlling what they do and how they progress, how hard they go, and everything.
yeah, I don't know. I just wish we had better pitching. I want to see Max Scherzer out there.
Yeah.
Dude, right? That would have
be
been
crazy.
so awesome.
Oh, well.
It's always next time.
Maybe in 3 years.
Congratulations, Japan. You deserved
Yep.
it.
I'm actually not even upset that Japan won it.
No,
Yeah.
me neither.
It's funny because like normally when I'm watching a game, especially when it's like a playoff game or World Series, I always have a team that I'm rooting for most of the time. And when that team, if the team that I'm rooting for loses, then it usually upsets me a little bit more than what it did last night. Like I was like, oh, you know what? Japan's pretty fucking awesome. And Shohei is the best baseball player we've seen since Babe Ruth. So can't be really that upset at it.
Did you hear the stat last night that Babe Ruth was only a full-time two-way player for 2 seasons?
No, I didn't.
Shohei's done it for 3 already. He's starting his 4th. Greatest play ever playing baseball right now. I mean, we're witnessing it as it's happening.
Yeah. There's going to be a statue of him in like 50 years. We're going to be at some ballpark,
I'm okay
Which
with that.
ballpark is the question?
Right.
Kauffman Stadium.
Man. That would be
The
interesting.
only reason it's going to be at Kauffman Stadium is because it's going to be like a traveling statue that goes to every ballpark. That's all I got on WBC.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was very successful, I think. Unfortunate that it was on FS1 for a lot of people and myself until this weekend. But I think great things came out of it, and so I'm way more stoked for the regular season of baseball. Tell you
Definitely.
what, man,
Yeah.
that got you pumped.
I think we're going to be let down a little bit by the
Yeah.
regular season of baseball,
Yeah,
to be
it's
honest
gonna-
with you. Like, we're not going to see that
Oh,
kind
it
of play.
starts so slow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I hope not. I mean, I hope it... Shit, is that 8 days away from today?
Something ridiculous like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we need more WBC. Fuck it. Let's do it every year.
Forget spring training. It's always the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yep.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we had a little game called How Well Do You Know Your Team?
Yes.
Paul participated, and he did okay. He did all right. I'll give him that.
Pretty good.
You know, for a Mariners fan, he did just okay.
Man, pretty good.
Well, this week, it is Eric's turn.
Oh boy.
Let's go, Eric.
We're going to do some Boston Red Sox trivia.
Yeah.
There's 27 questions, Eric.
Covering about 10 times as much time as
Yeah,
the Mariners.
history.
that's right.
Yeah.
They have existed since the creation of America. So you got a long time, long history.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
there-
And Paul, just like last week, you have a chance to answer as well if Eric does not get the correct
Well, I should
answer.
give Eric like the first 7 questions to answer
Right,
whatever he
'cause
wants. Multiple.
Paul never let me
I
chime
didn't
in.
let him play at all.
Hey, no B, no C.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm so sorry, Eric. This is all about
So-
you, my dude. All about you.
I will read the question, and then there are it's multiple choice, or you have
Hallelujah.
you get to choose one of the answers that is on here that I will read to you.
That is multiple choice. Yes.
Thanks for the detailed instructions.
You're welcome. I'm just making sure you know the rules. Paul didn't seem to know the rules last week, so yeah, that's right, Paul. Okay, question number 1. And if you get this wrong, you are fired from the podcast.
Jesus. The pressure's really on.
Yeah.
Already.
Where do the Red Sox play their home games?
Fenway Park.
Okay,
Very
great
good.
job.
Very good. I'll keep.
Were you
score.
nervous there? Did I make you nervous? Did you think it was going to be a
little
question?
bit, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad that I made you nervous.
Who played center field in 1892?
Yeah. You're fired, Eric. Question number 2. What was the team's official nickname from 1901 to 1907? They had no official nickname. Pilgrims, Americans, or Somersets?
Whoa.
Can I have the answers again,
Oh,
please?
for Christ's sake, Eric.
Pilgrims, Americans, Somersets, or they had no official nickname?
I want to say Somerset. I'm going to go with Somerset.
Somersets. That is incorrect. Paul, would you like to counter?
No nickname.
That is correct.
Let me start my own tally on Paul's
Yeah,
here.
Paul, you're going to keep score for us this
Yes,
week since
you
we didn't
got
keep
it.
score for you last week. For 7 seasons, the Boston AL team wore dark blue stockings and had no official nickname. They were
Okay.
simply Boston, Bostonians, or the Bostons.
Okay. I thought you were queuing up the next question we're going to ask me about.
No, I was giving you
Socks.
I was just giving you a little history.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you for my education.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Question number 3. What year did Boston win its first World Series? 1914, 1918, 1903, or 1912?
1912.
That is incorrect. Oh,
What?
my goodness, Eric.
Oh, God.
1918.
That is incorrect.
1914.
That is incorrect.
Jesus.
The correct answer is 1903. The Red Sox were a dominant team in the
no.
newly formed American League, defeating the Pittsburgh Pirates in the first World Series in 1903 and winning 4 more championships by 1918.
Did you say that was the first World Series?
That's what it says.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not off to a good start, Eric.
No.
Not going to lie.
No, not at all.
Okay, question number 4. Why did Red Sox owner Harry Frazee trade Babe Ruth to the Yankees in December 1919? Was it to finance a Broadway play?
Yes.
We're going to go with that. That is correct.
Nice.
Legend has it that Frazee traded Ruth for $125,000 in order to finance the Broadway play No No Nanette.
There we go.
Question number 5. Who was the first player in MLB history to win the most valuable player, Silver Slugger, Gold Glove, batting title, and World Series in the same season? Was it Mo Vaughn, Ted Williams, Jim Rice, or Mookie Betts?
It's not Jim Rice. Is it Mookie Betts?
That is correct.
Nice.
Mookie Betts finished the 2018 season leading the major leagues with a .346 batting average, a .640 slugging percentage, and 129 runs scored.
Yowzer.
Yeah.
And then he signed the fat deal with the Dodgers.
Yes.
Yep.
Good for Mookie.
Yep.
Question number 6.
Traded him.
After trading Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees, how long did the Red Sox go without winning a World Series? 76 years, 86 years, 106 years, or 96 years?
86 years.
That is correct.
Nice.
On October 27th, 2004, the Red Sox won the World Series for the first time since 1918, finally vanquishing the so-called curse of the Bambino that had plagued them for 86 years.
Can I give you a little trivia fact?
Please do.
The day after the World Series win was the most visits to Boston graveyards. So people could tell their parents and their grandparents.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Slightly sad.
I like that. Well, yeah, but it's sweet. Question number 7. Who invented a maneuver known as the rump slide for catching shallow fly balls? Was it Ted Williams, Tris Speaker, Harry Hooper, or Duffy Lewis?
I'm going to say it's not Ted Williams,
Okay.
and I don't know the 3 other people.
Yep.
Give me the 3 other people again.
Tris Speaker, Harry Hooper, Duffy Lewis.
Hooper.
Hoopa. That is correct. Congratulations,
All right.
Eric. Between 1910 and 1915, Harry Hooper teamed up with Duffy Lewis and Tris Speaker to form the Golden Outfield, one of the best outfield trios in baseball history. Question number 8. Which player stole 70 bases in a single season? Harry Hooper, Tommy Harper, Jacoby Ellsbury, or Tris Speaker?
Oh, man. What was the number?
70. 70.
I know Ellsbury broke some record. I'll just go with Ellsbury.
That is correct.
Killing
He
it,
finished
Eric.
the 2009 season with 70 stolen bases, the most in the American League. He also led the league with triples, or led the league in triples with 10. Question number 9. Which Red Sox player holds the MLB record for unassisted double plays by an outfielder? Ted Williams, Jim Rice, Carl Yastrzemski, or Tris Speaker?
Shit. Got
These are
Jim
tough.
Rice, Yastrzemski. I'm going with Yaz.
That is incorrect.
Oof.
Paul?
What were the other names?
Ted Williams, Jim Rice, or Tris Speaker?
I'm going to say Tris Speaker, please.
That is correct.
Really? Wow.
Tris Speaker played so shallow in the outfield that he was able to execute 6 career unassisted double plays at second base, catching low line drives on the run and then beating base runners to the bag.
Whoa.
Wow.
No other outfielder has ever had more than 2 during their career.
Wow.
Congratulations to Tris.
That's a maneuver.
Question number 10. Which Red Sox player made an infamous error in the 1986 World Series? Wade Boggs, Bill Buckner, Marty Barrett, or Ray Quinones?
Bill Buckner.
That is correct. In Game 6, first baseman Bill Buckner let a ball roll between his legs and into shallow right field, allowing the Mets to score the winning run from second base.
We were going to lose that game anyway.
I was 2.
And I remember the game. We'll just say that.
Oh, wow. Question number 11. What was Ted Williams' nickname? Teddy Ballgame, the Splendid Splinter, the Kid, or all of these?
All of these.
That's correct. Williams is regarded as one of the greatest hitters in baseball. Nicknamed Teddy Ballgame, the Kid, and the Splendid Splinter. Also the Thumper, apparently.
Glad that wasn't one of the choices.
Yeah. Question number 12. Whose mad dash resulted in the heavily favored Boston Red Sox losing the 1946 World Series?
Mad Dash?
Whitey Kurowski, Harry Walker, Del Rice, or Enos Slaughter? How the fuck are you supposed to know this?
Okay, what's the question?
Whose mad dash resulted in the heavily favored Boston Red Sox losing the 1946 World Series? Apparently, this mad dash is famous.
Is it like a mad dash to first base? Or
I would assume it's a mad dash to home.
Enos was... I'll go with the Enos.
Enos. That's correct. Eric, you're on a roll. So in Game 7, Cardinals manager Eddie Dyer called for a hit and run with Enos Slaughter on first base. Left fielder Harry Walker lined the ball to left center field. Leon Culberson fielded the ball and threw a relay to shortstop Johnny Pesky as Slaughter rounded third base, ignoring third base coach Mike Gonzalez's stop sign and dashing for home.
That's right.
The play caught the Red Sox off guard. Slaughter's score would prove to be the winning run, and the curse of the Bambino would continue for another 58 years.
Johnny Pesky.
Son of a
They named the pole after him, right? Pesky pole?
Yep, Pesky's pole. And he was a ceremonial bench coach for a long time.
Okay. What does that mean? He just
sat there.
Oh, okay. I want that job.
He was in the bullpen, in the dugout into his 90s, I believe.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, until the season before he died. Continue.
Question number 13. Who was the first Red Sox player to hit 50 home runs in a single season? David Ortiz, Jimmy Fox, not Jamie Foxx, Jim Rice, or Manny Ramirez?
Oh, damn. Jimmy Fox.
That's correct, Eric. I'm thoroughly impressed so far, Eric. I'm not gonna lie. Jimmy Foxx played 6 years for Boston, including a 1938 season in which he hit 50 home runs, drove in 175 runs, batted .349, won his third MVP award, and narrowly missed winning the Triple Crown. Question number 14: which pitcher holds the franchise record for single season ERA? Is it Roger Clemens, Dutch Leonard, Clay Buchholz, or Cy Young?
Cy Young seems like the obvious answer.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Clemens had steroids.
Sure.
Who is B?
Dutch Leonard.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay. The other one is Clay Buchholz.
Clay Buchholz had some surprisingly good seasons, a couple of them. I'm going to go Cy Young. I'm going to fall for it.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Rocket
Paul?
Roger.
That is also incorrect.
Buchholz.
That is also incorrect.
Oh, wow.
The
It's a
correct
guy I
answer
never
is
heard of.
Dutch Leonard. Yeah. In 1914, his second year in the major leagues, Dutch Leonard led the American League with a remarkable .96 ERA.
Damn.
Yeah. Question number 15. Who holds the MLB record for career doubles? Tris Speaker, David Ortiz, Ted Williams, or Carl Yastrzemski?
Yastrzemski. I'm going to answer Yastrzemski anytime it's available.
That's incorrect.
Damn.
David
Paul?
Ortiz.
That is also incorrect.
I could barely get to first.
Yeah.
What are the two remaining?
Ted Williams and somebody.
Ted Williams and Tris Speaker.
Tris worked before.
Tris Speaker, yeah.
That's
Speaker.
correct. Hall of Fame center fielder Tris Speaker retired in 1928 with 792 career doubles.
Damn.
Still a league record.
Good
Holy
Lord.
shit. The only other players with more than 700 doubles are Pete Rose, Stan Musial, and Ty Cobb.
Wow.
I know nothing about Tris Speaker, but he seems
Me
to
neither.
be
Sounds like we got to do some research.
yeah. Question number 16. How many managers did the Red Sox go through in 1907? I love these kinds of questions. These are hilarious. Is it 3, 6, 4, or 5?
Oh, crap. I'm going to go with 5. I know it's up there.
5 is correct.
There we go. I didn't know if it was 5 or 6, but
So this is interesting. During spring training, player manager Chick Stahl died by suicide. Cy Young reluctantly took over as manager, but was replaced 6 games into the season by George Huff, who was replaced 8 games later by Bob Unglaub, who was replaced 29 games later by Deacon McGuire.
Wow.
That was a rough year for the Red Sox.
Apparently.
one of many.
Yeah. Question number 17. Which MVP award winner retired due to a fear of flying? Jackie Jensen, Jimmy Fox, Tris Speaker, or Ted Williams?
Ted Williams flew planes in Korea, so it's not him.
Okay.
I'm going to say Jimmy Fox.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
Tris
Yeah, it's
Speaker.
too late.
That is also incorrect.
Yeah, it's the other guy.
The correct answer is Jackie Jensen.
Jackie Jensen. Yeah.
Right fielder Jackie Jensen was named the AL's MVP in 1958 after hitting 35 home runs and leading the league with 122 RBIs, but retired in his early 30s due to an intense fear of flying as MLB expanded westward. He tried to return in 1961, but retired again when his panic attacks at airports became unbearable.
My answer was stupid. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Let's get it back.
Yep. Question 18. Which second baseman led the American League 5 times in double plays? Billy Goodman, Bobby Doerr, Marty Barrett, or Dustin Pedroia?
I'm thinking it's Doerr or Pedroia. I'm going with Pedroia.
That is incorrect.
Door.
Paul is correct. Bobby Doerr is the correct answer. Regarded as one of the top defensive second basemen of his era, Bobby Doerr led AL second baseman in double plays 5 times, tying a league record in putouts and fielding percentage 4 times each, and in assists 3 times.
I gotta stop giving Paul my 50-50.
Yeah, what's the score? Can we get a score update? Where are we at here, Paul?
Well, I've only had to answer like 3 correct ones and 2 incorrect ones. But Eric has currently 6 incorrect and 11 correct.
Okay.
Doing better than I thought I'd do.
Yeah.
Crushing it.
Congratulations. Question 19. Which pitcher holds the franchise record for most wins in a season? Smokey Joe Wood, Cy Young, Roger Clemens, or Wes Ferrell? Brother of Will Ferrell. No, that's not true.
Most wins in a season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Roger Clemens.
Incorrect.
Really?
What were the options again?
Smokey Joe Wood, Cy Young, or Wes Ferrell?
Wes Ferrell.
That is also incorrect.
Smokey Joe.
Smokey Joe. His best season came in 1912, in which he won 34 games while losing only 5.
The
Since 1900, pitchers have won 30 or more games only 21 times, with Wood's 34 wins being the 6th highest total.
I was thinking Roger Clemens because they have more games, but back in the day, they also pitched like every other day or sometimes twice a day.
the question prior to this, what was Eric's answer correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Heard that.
Incorrect.
Because then you answered incorrectly.
Yes, you're right. And this one was just incorrect right there as well?
That is correct.
Yes.
Oh, Eric.
Question number 20. Which player holds the franchise record for career batting average? Nomar Garciaparra, Wade Boggs, Ted Williams, or Tris Speaker?
Career batting average?
Mm-hmm.
Ted Williams.
Teddy. That is the correct answer.
Yeah.
His .344 career batting average is the highest of any MLB player whose career was played primarily in the live ball era, and ranks tied for 7th of all time. Question 21. Who did the Red Sox defeat to win the 1916 World Series? your reaction
Let me think back to when I was watching that game.
Is it the Chicago Cubs, the Brooklyn Robins, the Pittsburgh Pirates, or the New York Giants?
Pirates?
That is incorrect.
The Robins.
That is correct.
Yes.
The Red Sox beat Casey Stengel's Brooklyn Robins 4-1, drawing a then record crowd of 43,620 people for the final game.
Wow.
All right, we're on the home stretch here, Eric. Question 22. Who was the team's first manager? Cy Young, Jimmy Collins, Ed Barrow, or Bill Kerrigan?
To be honest, I have no idea. D.
That is incorrect.
Jimmy Collins.
That is correct.
Yes.
Paul's just stealing him. He's just stealing it.
Well, I have a 25% chance. He's got a 33% chance.
Jimmy Collins was the winning manager in the first ever World Series as Boston defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 1903 World Series, 5-3. 5-3.
Wow.
Interesting. That may be a story for later.
Yeah. More research.
Question 23. Who was the first Red Sox pitcher with more than 300 strikeouts in a season? Pedro Martinez, Chris Sale, Roger Clemens, or Smokey Joe Wood? At least you know 3 of those.
Pedro.
That is correct.
Yeah.
In 1999, Martinez posted a 23-4 record with a 2.07 ERA and 313 strikeouts, earning the pitching triple crown.
I believe I was there for number 2000.
Wow.
Congratulations.
That's a yeah.
Thank you. Just,
It doesn't help you with points in this game, but
sure doesn't.
congratulations.
Sure does not.
Question 24. Which Red Sox pitcher won the AL MVP award? Jim Lonborg, Roger Clemens, Pedro Martinez, or Cy Young?
Can you read the question again?
Which Red Sox pitcher won the AL MVP award?
Pedro Martinez.
That is incorrect.
Cy Young.
That is incorrect.
Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens is correct.
Kind of knew that.
Clemens was the only starting pitcher since Vida Blue in 1971 to win a league MVP award until Justin Verlander won the award in 2011. 3 more questions. Question number 25. Which team refused to play against which team refused to play against Boston in the 1904 World Series? Was it the Giants, Cubs, Reds, or Pirates? I don't know why they refused, but we're going to find out, I'm sure.
Reds.
Incorrect.
Cubs.
Incorrect.
Pirates.
Incorrect. The correct answer is the Giants.
Interesting.
Due to a business rivalry between the two leagues, especially in New York, and to personal animosity between New York Giants manager John McGraw and American League president Ban Johnson, the Giants declined to meet the champions of the junior or minor league. McGraw said his Giants were already the world champions because they were the champions of the only real major league. Question number 26. Which pitcher holds the franchise single-season record for saves? Jonathan Papelbon, Tom Gordon, Derek Lowe, or Craig Kimbrell?
Tom Gordon.
Correct.
Nice.
In 1998, Tom Gordon, nicknamed Flash, set the club's single-season record for saves, which was 46, including 43 in a row, and was named to his first All-Star team. All right, Eric, last question. You ready?
I'm ready.
Who was the first Red Sox second baseman to win a Silver Slugger award? Dustin Pedroia, Jody Reed, Marty Barrett, or Mike Andrews?
I want to say Pedroia, but that seems too obvious.
My answer is going to be Pedroia. Just a heads up then.
Marty Barrett.
That is incorrect.
Dustin
Paul
Pedroia.
says Dustin.
Yep.
Dustin Pedroia is correct.
Son of a...
Yeah. In 2008, Dustin Pedroia hit .326 with 17 homers, 54 doubles, 118 runs, 83 RBIs, and 20 stolen bases, earning AL MVP, Gold Glove, and Silver Slugger awards. Well, how did he do, Paul?
Well, Eric, you kind of evened out a little bit there, and you ended up with 13 incorrect and 14 correct.
Ooh.
Okay,
And of
all right.
your 13 incorrect ones, I came out with a record of 7-6. How about that?
Oh, okay.
I know your
Interesting.
team better than you do.
Well, I don't know about that.
No. No, I'm kidding. No, you did very good there.
I gave you a few of those
gave me
answers too,
all
Paul.
of those correct answers, actually. So
Yeah, that one was pretty tough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trivia in there that was
A lot of 1940s stuff
Yeah.
going
yeah,
on.
exactly.
and 1904 and
Yep.
nobody knows that shit anymore.
Yeah.
You did good though. That was good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I did much better than I thought I would.
As always, you win nothing. The
Yeah.
points don't matter.
Sweet.
Yep.
But maybe a little confidence boost for you, Eric. Enjoy it.
Definitely. Son of a bitch.
So last week, Paul and I teased a little story about Delaware River mud to you all. And the time has finally come for us to dive into this. Eric, did you listen to our podcast last week?
Do I listen to our podcast any week?
God damn
You didn't
it,
even
Eric.
listen to it last week. You weren't even on. You didn't
What
have
is
to hear
the
the sound of your
deal,
voice.
man?
What the fuck, man?
I'm going to go to a rock show and then...
It's 28 minutes long. You could listen to it in the morning.
You are such a disappointment.
I get that a lot.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, that's a little rude, but it was a good episode.
It was fun.
Yeah, we talked about Patrick Swayze a lot.
Come on.
When don't you talk about Patrick
That's what I'm
Swayze
talking
a lot?
about. Okay, so Red Dawn. What's your take? What's your take on Red Dawn?
Good for its time.
Oh man.
Oh, see, Paul,
Eric?
we have the same
Oh,
opinion.
is this?
I think
Paul thinks it's a classic of all
It's
time.
an
I said
absolute
Red House, or
classic.
I said Roadhouse was a better movie.
well, it's absolutely okay.
Mm.
Roadhouse as a Patrick Swayze leading man movie focused on him. Roadhouse is awesome.
We might be treading on last week's episode, but they're making a remake of Roadhouse.
Yeah, we already talked about that. If you
Okay,
would have
all right.
listened, then you would have known.
I'm a busy man.
Yes, he is. All right.
All right.
Some bullshit.
Tell me about some money.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to preface this story with a confession to our listeners. This tale that I'm about to tell you is 100% true. And while it has been an ongoing saga for decades in Major League Baseball, I just found out about it last week. And the only reason I found out about it was because of a new rule change that is taking place in minor league baseball. Now, apparently Eric knew about it because it was in some documentary. Is that correct, Eric?
Not just some documentary. Ken Burns' Baseball,
Well, yeah.
a 10-part epic.
Okay. Well, like I said, we don't claim to be experts here at Wasted Pitch.
I think we claim the opposite,
Yeah, exactly.
as my test just proved.
So this change that I'm talking about is the use of the enhanced grip baseballs that minor league teams will be experimenting with for the 2023 season, which is a baseball that uses like a substance made by Dow Chemical to make the ball less slick. And to this day, it is a Major League Baseball rule that every team use a specific type of mud on every baseball that gets used in game. In fact, they have like staff that rub mud on the balls before every game. Like that's part of their job. And so thus begins the tale of the famous Delaware River mud, also known as Lena Blackburn rubbing mud. So we're going to start all the way back in 1920. And FYI for you guys and for listeners, this particular portion is a little unpleasant. So get your Kleenexes out if you need it. So on August 16th, 1920, in a game between the Cleveland Indians and the New York Yankees at Polo Grounds, Cleveland shortstop Ray Chapman stepped up to the plate against Yankee pitcher Carl Mays in what would ultimately be the last at-bat of his life. Back in those days, pitchers would usually do something to the ball to make the grip better. Some guys would rub tobacco juice or tobacco spit. They would use licorice. They'd put dirt on it. Others would scuff the ball. They would use sandpaper or even spike the ball with their cleats, which in turn would cause the ball to be misshapen and also earth-colored. And worst of all, it would travel through the air erratically, and it would be hard to see when it came over the plate. So batters wouldn't be able to see the ball coming at them. So Mays was a submarine thrower. Basically, it was like, it's as close as you can get to throwing underhand. And so the game it's in the late afternoon. Chapman steps up to the plate, and Mays throws a pitch that hit Ray directly in the head. Now, back in those days, they didn't wear helmets. That wasn't a thing. So people who were at the game recounted that Chapman didn't even react to the pitch because he couldn't see it, right? Because it was covered in dirt, it's covered in tobacco juice, whatever it was. And they said the sound of it hitting him was so loud that Mays thought it hit the end of the bat. And so he fielded the ball and threw it to first. So that had to have been a pretty hard pitch. Mm-hmm. Also, like a pretty crazy reaction if it came that far into the infield and he was able to field it. So the home plate umpire saw that Chapman was bleeding from his ear and immediately called for a doctor. As players from both teams rushed to help him. Meanwhile, Mays just kind of stood on the mound and watched this whole thing go down. Chapman apparently tried to walk, but his knees buckled. So as he was being helped off the field by his teammates, he mumbled to them, "I'm all right. Tell Mays not to worry. Ring, Katie's ring." And then he fell unconscious. So Katie was his pregnant wife, by the way. So clearly some head trauma. Chapman was rushed to the hospital and ended up dying about 12 hours later from brain damage. So super unfortunate event. The silver lining, I guess, in this tragic story is that after the incident, the Indians won the World Series that year, and they also dedicated their season to Chapman. But don't worry, the rest of the story is not nearly as depressing. So after the incident, MLB decided that they needed to do something about player safety. Obviously, somebody gets hit in the head and dies during a game, you have to do something. They needed to figure out a way to enhance the grip of the baseball without damaging the surface or dirtying it so much that the hitter couldn't see it coming. Well, the answer to the problem didn't come until 18 years after Chapman's death, which seems like way too fucking long for an organization to solve the problem of player safety. But what do I know? I mean, it seems pretty fucked up to me, I guess. I don't know.
As long as they were making profits all that time.
That's right. That's right. Little side note here. If you're wondering why the baseballs need to have a substance added to them, it's because when they're brand new, like the leather has a very slick surface, which is why it's kind of been...
They're shiny.
Yeah, they're shiny. It's been an issue for forever, basically. Anyway, back in 1938, Lena Blackburn, the third base coach for the Philadelphia Athletics, found the solution to the problem. He came across some mud near his childhood home in Palmyra, New Jersey, and decided to rub some on a baseball to see if it would do the trick. Well, guess what, guys? It fucking worked. So once word got around that this mud was magic mud, every team wanted some. So in order to facilitate every team's needs, he enlisted the help of a friend back in Jersey by the name of John Hass. And so by the 1950s, every single team in Major League Baseball was using it. And it's mud from a riverbank, basically, in New Jersey. So this mud was basically the solution to MLB's problem. No more tobacco juice, no more sandpaper, none of that other bullshit that didn't work. Interestingly, though, the location of this mud is a well-kept secret, like some top secret Area 51 shit. Nobody knows the exact spot where it comes from on the Delaware River. Like, not even MLB. Nobody from MLB knows where it comes from. In fact, since Lena found it in 1938, the harvesting duties have only been passed on to close family members. So, and that's where the current Mudman, we'll call him the Mudman, his name is Jim Bentliff, that's where he comes into play. So all this time, he's basically a third generation mud harvester, is what we'll call him. He was the only one of 9 children who had this duty passed on to him. And he's been doing this his entire adult life. Basically, he harvests the mud himself using only a shovel and a few buckets, hauls this mud back to his yard where it sits until it's ready to be packed up in his garage and then shipped off to every single team in Major League Baseball.
That's crazy.
So you guys probably have a few questions at this point. Like, how much mud does he need to ship? How many baseballs is this covering? Like,
a lot.
Yeah. So apparently 1 bucket of mud is enough to last an entire season for each team. And so every team orders 1 bucket of mud per season, and that will last them throughout the entire year, which is, there's about 240,000 baseballs used every single season. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's...
How big's the bucket?
Well, it's actually not that big, because apparently you only need to put a little bit on your fingertip, and then it covers an entire baseball, and then you're good. So I would say it's about the size of like from what it looks like in the pictures, it's about the size of about a big gulp, maybe, if you can imagine.
Oh, that little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really not that much mud that he's shipping out every year. In fact, it's just a side job for him because he only makes about $12,000 a year from harvesting this mud. But it literally keeps baseball going. Baseball can't be played without this mud because it's in the rule books that they have to use this mud, which to me is a little, I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? It seems crazy that a major organization is relying upon one guy to harvest secret mud that nobody knows the location of.
It's so baseball.
It is.
It's so MLB.
Yeah, it's shocking that they haven't come up with something else in the meantime all these years later.
Right, some synthetic kind of that.
But,
well,
okay.
According to Jim, the reason the mud is so special is because it's not just any mud. He describes it as smooth, almost creamy, gloppy, without being especially gooey. And he attributes this to the high clay content in the soil and brackish water from the tributary mixing with the cedar water dropping from the nearby trees.
Wow.
He's very into this mud, by the way. He has to be, yeah.
I mean, by family mandate.
Apparently the perfect conditions, they only exist for like a mile-long stretch of this river. So not only does he collect this river pudding, I mean, I got a little hungry when he was talking about how it's smooth, almost creamy, It does sound like pudding.
Pudding indeed, yeah.
He has a cleaning process for it as well. I know that sounds funny. It's mud, but he cleans it. He runs it through a strainer to remove any leaves or twigs, and then it's mixed with the right amount of water. And then it sits for about 5 or 6 weeks where he continues to strain it and drain off any excess water from it. And he said it feels like cold cream, and just a little bit on the fingertip will be enough for an entire baseball. It's... I don't know. I still can't believe that they're relying on this process. It's one guy with a shovel and a bucket collecting secret mud that teams are required in order to, they're required to use it. It baffles me. Well, it was only as recent as 2016 that MLB decided to try and figure out a solution to this. Apparently, they've had scientists and chemists perform tests on the mud to see what makes it so special, but they have yet to come up with a solution that works. They even tested some baseballs in like fall leagues and independent leagues, but the artificial replacements that they had the players didn't like it. Like it didn't feel the same. So they've had to abandon those attempts, which brings us back to this year. And after working with Dow Chemical, MLB is trying to come up with a solution. So they're testing this out in AAA, which I guess is one step closer to making the Delaware River mud obsolete. But as recent as last year, MLB came up with new guidelines and application instructions for applying the mud, which in Jim's mind shows him that the mud isn't going anywhere. And he has kind of a funny response to MLB's search for the replacement. He said, if they haven't found a replacement for this mud yet, he says, good luck finding one anytime soon. And if not, well, I have 2 words for them. And they're not Merry Christmas.
Attaboy, Jim.
Yeah, it's I don't know how to feel about this. Like, part of me thinks that MLB should just keep using this guy, right? Like, it's no harm, no foul. He likes collecting the mud. He likes doing it. It's a hobby. It's obviously not a job for him because he's only making $12,000 a year.
That's
Hold on, Eric. Let me finish my sentence. God damn it. Part of me thinks they should just let him keep doing it, right? But then the other part of me is like, how stupid is it that they haven't come up with something? It's been, decades since this has been going on. Why can't they figure out a solution? Why can't they find a baseball that just fucking works? And they have to be spending millions of dollars on coming up with a solution for this, right? I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Yes, Eric.
Why, if this is something that's holding Major League Baseball together, they have tried to replace it. They have tried solutions that the players have turned down. Why is he not charging more than $10,000?
Yeah,
exactly.
Maybe.
Why does he have a second job?
does
He
not make
holds the
sense.
key to an
Exactly.
entire professional sport.
I mean, I have no idea why. Like,
he could hold them hostage.
Exactly.
maybe he just loves doing it, man. Maybe he seems like a guy who just loves collecting.
Make it
some
your
mud.
career.
Well, he's
Okay,
retired.
so enough
He's
to live
retired.
off.
Like,
Well, now he is.
no, not. I mean, yes, now he is. But back in the day, like, I don't think he really. Maybe he didn't think.
What
about
was
it.
his full-time job back in the day then?
I couldn't. I
Right.
couldn't tell you. I have no idea. Maybe we should have him on the podcast. Let's talk.
Let's do it.
Talk some
Somebody
mud.
get a hold
Let's
of
do
him.
it.
I don't know. It's just a weird story. It's like I went down this rabbit hole after reading the new rule. I was like, wait, what the fuck is Delaware River mud? What do they mean? And then it took me down a whole different path, and I started reading about Ray Chapman, and it's just one of those things. Like MLB has some crazy stories that have happened over the years and continue to happen.
I'm trying to think of anything similar in any sport. I'm failing to.
Well, and apparently he ships it to other teams in other sports now. So apparently the NFL uses it sometimes on their footballs.
Hockey pucks.
I don't think they put it on hockey pucks.
Okay.
I mean,
don't think you're looking for grip there.
yeah. But I think like there's some college teams that use it as well. It's
I mean, why wouldn't you?
yeah. It's just it's a bizarre thing that this has been allowed to happen.
Absolutely.
And who knows if this is like these new Dow chemical balls are going to work.
Right.
Are they coming up with? Oh well, it's okay. No, they're not coming
He's-
up with the whole new ball. Just whatever
It's
the
a
substance.
coating for the outside of the ball when it comes out to basically eliminate the process of having to have.
What does the mud do to the fabric?
I don't think it does anything to the
seams.
fabric. Like
Nothing?
I think that's
I think it's so little.
that's the reason why it's so sought after is because it really doesn't alter anything about the ball other than the sheen that's on the outside.
Yeah. It's like so fine that it dries on there and it makes it tactile.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, pay that man more money. It's ridiculous.
They're probably going to do everything they can not to pay him more money,
Probably.
but we'll see. Anyway, that's the story of mud. That's the story of the Delaware River mud and Jim Bentliff.
Stay strong, Jim.
Yeah.
Hats off to you.
I think that'll do it for today.
Good stuff.
Good job, gentlemen.
Yep.
That was fun.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
Japan.
What'd you say?
Congratulations, Japan.
Oh yeah, congratulations to Japan.
There it is.
Indeed. We kind of did some foreshadowing watching Bad News Bears go to Japan.
Oh. Well. Wasted
Look
pitch.
at us. Look at us. Join us next week. I'm sure we're going to talk about opening day
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
because that is 8 days away.
That is upon us.
MLB The Show 23 launches Thursday at midnight.
You'll have a report for us.
Yep.
I'll have a
Yep.
report for you.
Please do.
Perfect.
Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
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 Oh, Eric, you didn't, or Paul, you didn't say anything.
Foiled you.